Okay guys, we are getting ready to do another football wreath here. This time we are going to be doing a house divided between the Patriots and the Eagles. Boo. Just kidding. Big Dallas Cowboys fan here. Can't really talk this year. But anyway, I have my deco mesh out. I am going to be doing two colors here. Got my furry helpers, Murphy and her brother Benny. Hi, Benny. Oh, you're a sweet baby. We found them, my husband found them at a job site, and I must say, I don't know what they are, but they are the worst dogs in the world. They're so spoiled, and we love them. And we'd never give them back. But let me tell you, they've destroyed much furniture. Benny is ringing the bells because I have him trained to ring the bells when he wants to go outside, and he wants to know what Duke and Lily are up to. Charlie is just chilling. But anyway, back to things at hand. What we're going to be using here is we're going to use 10-inch by 10 yards deco mesh. I'm going to be using a blue and the red for the Patriots. I'm going to probably be using making white curls all the way around, so that's going to be used for both teams. And then I do have a green and silverish that I'm just going to use for the Eagles. I did think about using a black, but I'm afraid that that might be a little bit too dark. I do have some ribbon coming in here that I will be using. I may or may not use all of it, but I just like, you know me, I like to have everything available for me, and plus I got some other ribbon on the side. Then I do have an 8-inch Patriot sign that I did get from an Etsy store, as well as an 8-inch Philadelphia Eagles logo. I do have a couple magnets that I will be adding in as decoration. I do have some footballs that I will be adding in as decoration as well. And then this sign, "Life is a Game, Football is Serious." I got this from the Craft Outlet. I know I always talk about linking in, adding links. I will do my best to do that. I'm still getting used to YouTubing and doing this, so if you want to bear with me. But if you're interested in crafting along with me and my furry little supervisors, hit subscribe and make sure to like this video and share. Okay, so I've got everything set out. This is an 18-inch wire mesh wreath frame, and the reason I did get this backing is because since I am going to be attaching so many different things, we can always do it. There's always a way to do it. I just feel like this will be easier for me to attach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing cruffles, I believe, and then we'll add in some curls, but we want to make this nice, floofy, big, you know, go big or go home, and in Texas, everything is bigger and better. So let me get that set up, and we'll be back. I do have to throw this in there. I absolutely love my babies. This is Charlie. This is Murphy. There is Duke, who is so smart and beautiful. And there's Benny. Benny and Murphy are brother and sister that we were found together. My husband and I like to rescue. As you can see, we have throws on all of our furniture, and we don't know what our furniture actually looks like because it belongs to the dogs. There is Miss Lily, and we love them so much. We are big into taking care and rescuing, but I will like to point out just real quick before we get back to the tutorial, please look at all the toys that they have available to them and all over the place in their very own toy box. And what is their favorite thing to chew on? The corner of our desk and the edge of the chair. And I can tell you that the ottoman that Lily is laying on, they actually put their head up under and destroyed the corner of the ottoman. These dogs are crazy spoiled, get homemade food, but they give the most love ever. And so I'd like to just ask everybody, I know everybody's got different positions on animals, but if you get a chance, please adopt, please rescue, please donate to the Humane Society or your shelter in your local town. I know you see these dogs and you see him, a purebred Aussie, and I can tell you he was rescued from being locked in a kennel for 6 weeks and only being fed once a day. Benny and Murphy were dumped at 5 weeks old from at my husband's job site. Somebody just dumped them, and we were supposed to take them to the Humane Society. We had paid the fee. We even took and got them shots, but the Humane Society could not get them in for 2 weeks, and therefore, second day, they stole our hearts as we were having coffee in bed. But they were no more than 5 weeks old, and we calculated that, and they actually share my husband's birthday of December 23rd, so they just turned a year. Duke is a little over a year. He was born September 25th. But it's just, like I said, guys, just a little PSA. If you can, adopt, they're totally worth it. They give you the most love in the world, even though they can be little hellions. Let me tell you, every day they keep me on our toes. And just real quick, these rugs, I know they look a little bit dirty right now, but they are actually called tuggables or tumbles, and they are the washable rugs, like Ruggables. And they're amazing, and I love them. So shout out to that, because they're an amazing rug, especially if you have multiple dogs or pets in your household. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get back to what y'all are really here for. I just like to throw that out there. Okay, so I know it looks messy, but I have a lot of organized chaos here. I did just want to show you my shirt, my sweatshirt I am wearing. This is from Leanne's Inspirations. She is a good friend of mine. These are the most comfortable sweatshirts you'll ever buy. I will try to put her link on Instagram. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start off by showing you a little bit of what we're going to do today. Now, I guess it would help if I turned my light on so y'all could see better. And there we go. Let there be light. So one of the things I went ahead and did is I went ahead and I set up our wreath form, kind of how I've typically done so far, where we're going to do one in the center and then 2 on either side. Now the difference is I feel like this is these aren't my favorite chenille stems to use. Actually, I like the ones from the dollar store better, but I don't have those right now. These are a little bit slippery. This is a bigger wreath form. I am going to be doing bigger cruffles. So I will tell you, if you're looking at, since we are doing a house divided wreath, we're not going to be going through. You are going to have leftover deco mesh, so you just need to kind of anticipate that. One of the things I wanted to do is they're pretty secure in the center because I do have them on the crossbars, but on the edges I am just going to put a little hot glue here on either side because I do want these to stay where I've placed them. So I'm just going to go ahead and go around and kind of hot glue these where I've wrapped them, because what I did is I wrapped them on the what we would say your first little loop, so to speak, which is the inside that's attached to that wire frame. And like I said, I tried to get on a crossbar there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and move these, because I basically just wanted one off on the center. And I'm just going to kind of hot glue that in place. And that's just going to give it a little bit more stability, because since we are doing it, I don't want it to go around. And, you can see here, it slips a little bit. It's a little bit different once you put the mesh on there, because, it's so fluffy, it's going to hold it in place. But basically what I'm going to do is, in this form, I've decided, at first I was going to do ruffles. I'm going to do, it's called a cruffle, which is like a ruffle and a curl. And I'll probably put some curls in there too, because like I said, I do need to incorporate different colors just to kind of get it going for the teams. And this wreath is going out to a really good friend. Her name is Lana Lewis. She runs KLM Craft House. She is out in California, and she makes these amazing, oh my gosh, this is my favorite. Look at this. You can see the design on that. She makes these amazing Stanleys. And so honestly, we're going to be doing a collaboration fairly soon, as far as I'm going to make her a wreath with her Stanley. She's sending me some Stanleys, and I'm going to have it make her a wreath, and I'm really excited to do that. It's going to be my first collaboration. I have done giveaways before, but this will be the first time I do a wreath collaboration. So remember, when you're decorating too, keep in mind, I have all this stuff out here. I don't have it always set in my head. I'm sure you have to, guys, you know, I'm sure y'all understand too. It's a creative process. You can use these tutorials as far as a, you know, kind of like a base. This one, I don't think I wrapped around just right, so I'm going to hot glue that there. You know, as far as a base, help you get a little bit information on your measurements. But all in all, it's just here to kind of help you and guide you along the way. You're going to be the creator of your, you know, masterpiece, of your wreath. You're the one who has the idea in your head. These are just really good guides to help you out. Because I remember, like I said, when I started, I've been making wreaths for a long time. I think I've crafted most of all my life. There we go. Those are set on really good. So I'm just going to move this off to the side right now. But I've been making wreaths for a long time, and you know, you get different ideas from different people. When I did start working with Deco Mesh, you know, it's a little bit different. There is, like I said, there's a DIY with Nadia. She's got to be one of my most favorite people to watch. There's also Southern Owls. I really enjoy theirs too. There's Hardworking Mom. There's a lot of people that I really like, and I recommend that you check out their channels as well. So what I'm going to do here, and I do have a couple football wreaths. So this is going to be a football wreath, and I have one more Longhorn wreath that I will be getting ready to do. I have to get those out, and then I will start cutting tutorials for a couple more Mardi Gras wreaths and some Valentine's Day. And I'm excited about those because I got my ribbon in, and I got, like, you know, plushies and a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm really excited to do that. So what I'm going to do is, again, I think I've showed it to you before. I'm going to scoot this over just so I have a little bit more room. Like I said, I'm organized chaos over here. But I like to cut everything at one time when I'm doing this. I am going to be making 40-inch cruffles. I will be doing 10-inch curls. I'll cut those in a little bit. Just to show you again real quick. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. Keep in mind, it's going to be half and half. So we're going to do 9. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the Patriot side. So depending on what I do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut, like I said, 40 inches. The way I'm going to do this, I know there's different ways you can do it, as far as I don't have that much space. So you can add on another, this is basically a 24-inch mat because it has half an inch here and half an inch here. Basically what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to measure from 1 to 23, and then I'm going to slide that over and then measure an additional 17 inches, which will give me my 40. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of scoot this all over here. Like I said, organized chaos, guys. I swear I know what I'm doing. I just like to make it harder on myself. I keep my calculator out because I think, you know, we all have to remember there's a lot of math involved, especially if you're trying to figure out what you're doing. So again, these are going to be, it's the same thing. It's a 10-inch by 10 yards, so that's 360 inches that we're using. So what I'm gonna do is, everybody else is out. There's Puddles. They were taking a nap with Daddy. So what I'm going to do is I am going to keep track because of the fact that we're not going to be using the whole roll. What I want to do is I do want to keep track, and so at the end I can mark what I more or less what I have left, because there's sometimes where, you know, you just have little bits of pieces left, but you know, on this particular one I am going to keep track of how much I'm using. So let me get this cut, and I'm actually going to say hello to my husband real quick because he just got up from a nap. He's a hard-working man, and then we'll be back and start cutting mesh. Okay, so honestly, I kind of cheated. My husband came out, and he had taken a nap yesterday, so I was visiting with him, but we're going to get back to the tutorial. I went ahead and I cut up my Patriot side pieces at the red and blue at 40 inches, and I just wanted to go over a couple more times how I do it with you. So I like to put my mesh together. You can do it however you want to. I need 40 inches is what I'm doing, and the reason I'm doing 40-inch cruffles is because I'm doing it in a different way. This is a bigger wreath, and I want to make sure that it's still a very full wreath. If for whatever reason it's not, I'm going to show you how we'll just add on to that. But I'll go through and show you there's a lot of different ways that I do cruffles depending on the size of our wreath form. That particular wreath form is a 18-inch wreath form, I believe, and how we got it set up in the standard way. But anyway, so I need 40 inches. The mat's technically 24 inches, but I'm not going from edge to edge. I'm literally going to start at the 1-inch mark, and I'll go down here to the 23. And then what I do is I just slide that on down. Usually it'll roll for me. Of course, it's not going to do it now because I, you know, trying to make a tutorial. So I'll go ahead, and what I'll do is I'll get right here to the 17 inches. And that gives me my 40. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut 4 of these, and then I'll cut one more of one of the colors, because obviously we need 9 total, but I'll have to cut you know, more of the one color than the other. And so I'm probably going to do the green just because I like that one, and I don't want the color to be overwhelmed, you know, with a little bit darker color. It's my creative preference on this particular one. So I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do 4 because that will give us 8, and then I'll just cut 1 extra of the green. And then what I had already started doing is I am going to be making 10-inch curls, and I did cut a few of those for the white because I'm going to incorporate the white going through there. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you those as well. I had cut most of those already, but you know, I'll just do a few more just to kind of you know, show you how to do that. But anyway, when you're doing your wreaths, I mean, there's going to be some measurements involved. I don't ever want, you know, sometimes we come down hard on ourselves. Oh, I didn't do this, just like the tutorial. You know what? It's okay. You know, the nice thing about wreath making is it's more of an art. It doesn't have to be, you know, an exact science. It's more of just expressing your creative self. And that's what's nice is when I make my wreaths. A lot of them can be similar in certain ways, but at the same time, I feel like not, you know, every single one of them is going to be alike. Now, what I am going to tell you I do after doing this is, so we knew that these were 300 and 60 inches basically when we started. So, well, of course I'm not gonna get that there. So we had 360 inches on the green. Basically, we did 5s at 40 inches. So 5 times 40 equals 200 minus the 360. So I know I have 160 inches left on this roll. And because I didn't do as many on the silver, I know that I'll have an extra 40 inches. So I'll have 200 inches left on this roll. So what I like to do is just keep track, because there are times where you're going to come with just little bits left. But you know, I am one of those that I kind of like to keep track. So what I'll do is I'll get a little piece of tape and I'll mark it on here, and you know, with a piece of paper, and I'll tape to it so I know how much I have left. For the meantime, I do put it on my phone, you know, just to have that on there. Now, where did I place my scissors? So, of course, they're under here. So I can see the green is fraying a little bit. That is very common with deco mesh. I mean, I feel like anybody who's used deco mesh, you learn that a lot. What's kind of nice about, I think, cruffling to me is it tends to hide it better when you do this method. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, and in this case, I am going to start from the outside and work my way in. You're going to pick, so basically we're doing a half and half here. So we're going to do half of the Patriots and half of the Eagles. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and start making a cruffle. And so to kind of show you how to do that with your cruffle, what's nice about it is I feel like it's a prettier design, and it helps your wreath look more full. Of course, there's all different sorts of methods. I'm kind of rambling right now, but anyway, this is one of my particularly favorite designs. It does tend to be one of my more popular designs too. People tend to like this method. You can go ahead and put something down heavy here if you'd like. That just kind of helps, you know, sometimes just to kind of hold it there. Sometimes it helps to center for you. So when you're doing your cruffles, what you're going to do is you're basically, it's a roll, a curl, and a ruffle at one time. So you're going to put it to where it naturally rolls in on itself. And of course, I swear I have no room. But so I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and roll it 2, 3. I like to roll it a good 4 times. And then I'm going to get a chip clip. I swear chip clips are like the best. You know, they're helpful when you're doing this particular method. And then, so since it's already, you know, at that end and I've got it down, I'm just going to do the same thing here with, I hope y'all can see it, but I am rolling it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're doing a different type of wreath where the smaller wreath forms, usually you can make all your cruffles at once, but because we have just so many set aside here, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, not make them all and then put them on. I'm going to put them on as I go. So then once you get here, you're basically doing a ruffle. And if you keep it kind of centered here on your mat, you're just going to kind of walk up the center. And basically what you're doing is you're just bringing it down and pinching it between, you know, your fingers till you get to the end here. Now, so what you have at the end is you're basically going to have this nice ruffle and a curl at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this on my wreath form here. And you're going to put it, just to show you, you're going to put it this side up. Why? Because you want to be able to see that ruffle there. If you do it on this side, I feel like you kind of lose that curl, but you're going to want to do it so you can see that curl and that ruffle. And so when you do it, what you're going to do is you're going to push it on there, place it down. I like to make it super tight. So you're really going to want to try to push it down on there. And then once you get it on there, just twist it a few times. I'm a twister. I like to do that. And so you'll put it on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to alternate now on the colors. And you'll see that when we put the ruffles up against each other, or the cruffles, we are going to pull them up because we want to make sure that they push up off against each other and give that very full effect. There we go. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and start here. I'll just place my scissors down there just to give me a little bit more help. I'll make sure I'm here kind of on the center of the mat so y'all can see it. I'm going to go ahead and put my chip clip there. And then we'll switch it around over here. And as you can see, it still wants to roll in on itself. And I'm gonna put it there on the center. I always like to fold it about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's some people who only do it 3 times. There's some people who will do it, you know, more. It's basically preference, I think. But I'm going to tell you the benefit of keeping it here on the center of the mat is especially when you're making the ruffle part of it and you're squeezing it all together here, is you can kind of keep it centered. It's easier for you to see that it's centered. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this one in here. And I am going to go ahead and pull it tight. Make sure it's pushed down, pulled tight, and then twist. So I'm going to go ahead and twist. And anytime you're doing one of these, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you pull that ruffle or a cruffle, that part up against the other side. So when you have this one over here, we're also going to make sure we pull it up against on this side as well. And the reason we're doing that is, like I said, it's just to give that full effect. So again, you're going to place your mesh down on your mat, put something heavy there at the end. If you want to center it in your mat, it helps. You're going to go here, fold in, 1, 2, 3, 4, chip clip, flip it around, center of the mat, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then see, this one does have some fraying. I have seen people who use, I haven't tried it yet, where they use an actual like a hot wood cutter. They put glass in between their mat, and that does, it's supposed to help with the fraying. This is actually fraying along the edges, not so much where I cut. But anyway, I'm going to center it here on the mat and just pull it in. And basically what you're doing is you're just gathering with your middle fingers and pulling it down and pinching between your thumb and your forefinger. So then you're going to get it here, and we're just going to go ahead and get this one open here. Give that a nice push down there, and then we'll go in and we'll do it. Like I said, I'm a twister. I like to twist, make sure things are tight. So now what we're doing is, I hope I'm on video. Yes, you can see there. So we just want to, again, pull up next to each other to make sure that everything is fluffed up nicely next to each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go around and I'm going to finish off this side for the eagles. When I move to the top side, I'll show you how I do that there. Okay, so I'm moving on to the center now. I'm just moving one step up. And so I'm gonna just show you how I'm gonna start placing it in the center. Sorry if you keep seeing my remote move around. I don't know about you guys, but I like to put on a show when I do this. I'm normally don't like to listen to music, but I mean, you can kind of do whatever you like. But I'm one of those people, I have to have like background noises going on when I actually sit here and work on something. If not, my brain just wanders. I was also starting to think about what I am going to make for dinner, get prepped for the week ahead. And so I'm going to go ahead and place this in the center. Normally I like going around 2 rings or levels here. This one was a little bit harder. I'm gonna have to go back and look because I don't know if y'all can see how this just seems to kind of be you know, moving in its own way. I don't really like that at all. So I may have enough to go back and do that. Let me see if I can open this one back up. Take this cruffle out without messing it up. If I do that, I will let y'all know that that's how I went ahead and did it. The reason I like doing it is because I always feel like when you just go around one set, it tends to give a lot of play in it. So I just kind of move that up there. Let's go back through. And it did mess up a little bit, not a whole lot. If it, you know, and if it does, honestly, guys, you can, it's got enough play in it to where you can go back on there. So let me see. And it could be these chenille stems too. Like I said, these are not my favorite. The ones from the Dollar Tree actually work really well. I will tell you something about them though that I do think is crazy. Of course, that did snag right there. Is if you get the foil ones, it'll stain your hands if you're twisting enough. Yeah, I think I like that better. The way that's gonna go better. So I'm gonna go back through and fix those, and then I'll come back around and show you. But I will tell you real quick, I did get these from Amazon. They work fine. Not my favorite. The reason I like the Dollar Tree ones is they're inexpensive. They are the foil ones. The chenille stems, pipe cleaners, whatever you want to call them, they're pretty easy to hide and to cut off. So I don't really think that the coloring makes a difference. I just don't happen to have any right now. But I will tell you, the ones with the foil, if you're really doing on stuff that requires you to do a lot of tightening, when we're doing cruffles and we're doing 5 per section, so it's 30 total. Yes, I have noticed that my fingers will get dyed, but I'm gonna go around and fix this, and I'll bring you back and show you how we did the center. So I'm gonna just flip this around because I do want to kind of show you guys how easy it is to do this. So I just opened that one up. I'm sticking it around the center ring, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it back together. I don't know if y'all can hear Chloe snoring over there, but she is having a good old time being on the couch, and she is snoring. She likes being on the couch. Okay, and so anyway, just going to show you again here. Just kind of open it up. Once I get it opened up, I'm just going to kind of, you know, I'm pushing it through here. So I want y'all to kind of understand that if you make a mistake, it's okay. Like, you can fix it. This isn't, you know, the end of the world. We'll just kind of roll with it. And half the time you learn how to do something, you know, better, you know, or just you learn how to do something different. So it's okay if for whatever reason, you know, it didn't work out, something didn't work out. Don't worry about it. You know, it can be fixed, not the end of the world. You know, so it's really okay to go through and do that. Because honestly, I think I've done this before, you know, a while back. I usually don't use these type of wreath form, so it's a little bit different for me. But like I said, you know, it's okay. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, gosh, let it ruin my my day. We can always fix it, and we'll get it going, and we'll move on. So now that I got that one opened up, and the reason it's just easier this way is because for the most part, I'm not undoing my cruffle. You know, so that's why I wanted to show you how I got it on there. And then, you know, I'm just tightening the crap out of it again. So now I know for when I get on this side. I'm not going to have to do it in the middle, I don't believe, because they're pretty secure here. So there we go here. So we got those going. I'm still going to keep the stems up and visible because, like I said, I am going to go through and put the curls. I went ahead and did that one in the middle. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the silver. And then once we're, you know, done with that, we're going to go ahead and move over. Now I will show you, I know a lot of people look at it and they're like, gosh, you know, your wreath doesn't always look pretty when it's at this stage. So keep that in mind too. Don't think because it doesn't look the prettiest, you know, right now, don't think that that's like necessarily a bad thing. Because I want to say there's a lot of times like when you look at it and you're like, God, that doesn't look how I want it to. And I've seen these other ones. It's not going to all come together till it all comes together. It's not going to all get there until you put everything on there, till you put your ribbons, till you put your other curls in there. You know, that's what makes it, it's all the pieces that make it come together. But I know I don't want y'all to look at it like right now and say, golly, you know, it doesn't look that pretty. It won't. I'll just tell you that right now. It does not look, you know, the prettiest, especially when I feel like when it's at this stage. You know, because we still got stuff to do and, you know, things, you know, to go. So again, I'm going to do like I did on the outside where I'm going to turn it here. I'm going to put my cruffles, you know, pull it up. And the reason you're pulling it up and pushing it against each other is because you want it to form for you. You want it to hold up the other ruffle and you want to bring that other ruffle out. So again, I'm trying to mix this over here. I know I'd like to tell you don't handle your mesh as much. I'm really rough with my mesh. That's why I'm always going through and cutting. But there is some mesh that does fray more. And you'll figure it out as you go because I can't really tell you. I've spent a lot of money on mesh and then I've got mesh in bulk and I can't tell you that one is like hugely better over the other. There are some, like the burlap mesh doesn't necessarily fray as much, but I tend to see that the kind of foil laser etch, I feel like it frays just in general. And deco mesh in general frays. So you kind of don't want to handle it and maybe not be as rough as I am. But again, this is how I am, kind of heavy-handed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. And now I'm going to get the, I'm going to go through the same things here. And now what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to go ahead and do the Patriot side. And so y'all will get to see that in a second, but I'm going to just do that, speed it up since we already kind of know the concept that's going on. Okay, so now we've got our final, you know, all of our deco mesh. The actual cruffles are on. I am still making curls because I am going to put curls in some. I'm trying to trim some of this up because I just feel like it did fray a lot. That's probably on me too. Like I said, I'm not the most delicate with it. Heavy-handed. But this is also the time, like I said, your wreath, you're still going to look at it and be like, man, it's not that pretty right now. Remember, you don't have everything on there, so don't be hard on yourself. I am glad that I did go back over those bottom two wires the frame to keep it together because it's much more sturdy now, and that's how I like it. But this is where you're gonna kind of go back to, you want to make sure that all your ruffles or your cruffles are kind of going up against each other, so they're pushing each other out. So you're just kind of, basically, if you were doing a bubble method, this is where you would just, you know, kind of be spreading out your mesh. You're just wanting to see, make sure everything is pushing it together here, and pushing up against the other one so it does fluff it out. Again, for whatever, the green and red seem to be fraying quite a bit. But I mean, that's it with Deco Mesh. If you're working with Deco Mesh, that's why a lot of people don't like to work with Deco Mesh, is because it does. It frays, and it, you know, it's one of those. But you can still, you know, get this done. And like I said, so there, once we go back through and really kind of push it together, and we see, okay, we're pushing, making sure everything you know, lines up well. You know, now we're gonna start decorating. I am gonna show you, like I did mention, I am doing 10-inch curls that are gonna go in between. And so I'm gonna do 9 of them. I've already got 6 of them cut. But basically what I'm going to do is I am going to put curls just to add a little bit more to what's going on, especially since both teams have the white, and also because I don't want to overpower with any certain color. So the 10-inch curls, basically, if you have your mat here, it's going to be, if you have one like this, it's going to be a gray square. If not, you literally measure to the 10 inches. I like to cut everything in the center of my mat just because it's easier for me to see. Like I said, I have already cut 6. And that was crooked, but so that's 7. So I'm just going to do a few more just to show you of cutting the 10 inches. And so I got those done. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to roll those in and make a nice curl. Okay? And you see how that is? Just going to pinch it together there. I'll find one here to open up. And I'm not going to even undo the whole thing. I'm just going to push it down enough. And I'll do that from time to time. I'm just going to push it down enough and use the existing, you know, wire that I already have available to me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm just going to start adding this in on the different colors, you know, probably every other one. So that's green. It'll stick with the white, the green over here. But I'm just going to go through and put those in just to add a little bit more on. So as y'all can see, I went ahead and I put my little curls in there. I got the white. I am going to say I did 10. I had originally cut 9, but there was just a one spot where I was like, it definitely needs a little bit more here. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to start by putting my some ribbons on. And the ribbons, obviously I'm going to be using the Patriots ribbon, but this was a ribbon that I actually got to make for a Cowboys wreath. I do kind of like the fact that it does match the sign. I'm not sure that I'm going to add that in yet, though. I do think I am going to add in some of this ribbon, as well as some of this ribbon together for the Patriots side. On the Phillies side, I do have this, but I do have a green football ribbon that I'm going to be adding through on that side. So what I'd like to do definitely is to start by incorporating these two in there. And the reason being is because one, they're about the same size, and two, they've got the kind of going with the colors on there and incorporating the football. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. I might follow by doing some of the dark silver all the way around, just to kind of bring out the Patriots. But like I said, I originally thought about using this ribbon. It was for Dallas Cowboys. I feel like it could be incorporated into this, but I'm not sure yet. And like I said, I'm just kind of, you know, I'm one of those, like, I play with it as I go. There are so many other ones that I could choose to use. For instance, I could do these, but I do think I am going to mix these two. So I am going to try to go and see what I've got other than the Philly ribbon here, but we'll see. Let me get working on that. So honestly, I'm going to go ahead and start by putting this ribbon on, since I originally ordered it for the wreath. But of course, you know, digging through your stash, you find all sorts of stuff. So always keep in mind, you have other ribbon out there. So I do have like these other ribbons that I think will go real pretty. Will I use them? Who knows? We'll find out. But like I said, I like to just have a lot of options open. I know some people may start... you know, you have a vision in mind when you start. I have a vision in mind. It kind of changes as I go. But anyway, so what I'm going to start doing is, for sure, on both teams, I am going to cut at least 12 inches, and I am going to dovetail these. So let me get my measuring stick, and then I will get back to showing you on that. Okay, I am back, and I know y'all probably get so tired of me because I'm very indecisive. I swear I have ADHD. So I've decided on the two ribbons that I'm going to do for this side are going to be the Eagles ribbon, and I am going to mix it with this football ribbon, and then on this side I am going to do the Patriots, and I'm going to mix it with the football. Why? Because I wanted to keep the football on both sides. I thought about using the green one over here. I feel like it blends too much, so it's just not my favorite choice. Now am I going to mix and match, which I've been known to do? Sometimes I don't do the same pattern on every other one. Or am I going to just go ahead and do the same pattern and then fill it out through? Who knows? So let's pretend that I'm going to mix and match first. So what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to do 4, because I'm not planning on doing every single one right now. I'll let you know I probably will. But I just want to start out with, or let me do 5, you know, out of the sections, since there's 9 on each side. So the way I measure it, and you can do it multiple different ways. I'm going to show you the different ways that you can do it. You can get your mat, you can do the zigzag method, which you basically, you know, unroll your ribbon, and you're going to lay it out. For instance, I'm cutting 12-inch strips, and you're just going to kind of zigzag it back and forth, doing it that way. You can do it that way. That's a very easy way to do it. That's the way I kind of learned to do it, only because I like to cut everything at one time. I hate cutting it one at a time. You do however you want to do if it works for you. What I personally like is, this is a 12-inch painter stick, which I did get from Lowe's in a package because I was going to do swags, and I asked my husband to pick me up some painter sticks, and I meant the big ones, and he got me 12-inch ones. So it didn't work that way, but it ended up working out for me like this. So basically I just take my ribbon and I wrap it around. And like I said, we're going to do, say we're going to do 5 for right now. So I got, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to go ahead and try to hold my scissors the right way. I'm going to cut it there at the end, which is, y'all use safety first. Don't be like me. I've never been known to be graceful. So then I'll just cut along the edges here and cut here. And so I basically have my 12-inch strips of ribbon, and that was really easy to do. Then what I like to do is I like to dovetail. Now, I don't recommend dovetailing more than a few pieces at one time, and the reason being is because when you tend to do too many, I feel like it doesn't get such a precise cut, and it can look kind of off. But in order to dovetail, you're just going to fold your ribbon in half, and you basically going to, you can do it, the deeper you do it, the more, less you do it is a smaller one. I do kind of like the deeper dovetails, and what you're going to do is you're just going to cut towards the corners of the ribbon. And if you see there, you have a nice pretty dovetail. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I know I'm giving you guys kind of a full tutorial right now, like literally step by step. You're seeing me in my whole creative process of, geez, what am I going to do? That's because I'm actually just filming as I go because I'm learning how to make content. So if you've stuck with me this long, I truly appreciate you. Feel free to, reach out in the comments if there's something you want to know, questions you want to ask. That's what I'm here for, is to help. If you want to know, how I got into this, you can ask that too. Basically, I've just been crafting for a long time. I grew up with my grandmother who used to have all sorts of crafts for me. I remember one of my favorite trips was going with her to Hobby Lobby, which was next to the Handy Andy. If y'all are familiar in San Antonio and you're old enough to remember what a Handy Andy was on Fredericksburg, that's where the Hobby Lobby was. And she used to take me all the time, give me crafts, embroidery, you name it, we did it. And that was a really great memory for me. So again, just to show you a dovetail again, going to fold in half, make sure your corners are touching each other, fold it in half. If you want a deep dovetail, you're going to go like longer. If you want like a thinner one, you're going to go this way. If you do this way, see, it's a little thinner one there. And if you decide you don't like it, it's not that hard. All you got to do is fold it back in half. And a little bit further up, dovetail again. There you go. So, but yeah, my grandma used to do crafts with me. She's the one who taught me how to bake, if y'all even knew. Oh my God, I cook, bake, I craft. My crafting is therapy. My husband and I rescue dogs. He is a lineman. He's a foreman, actually, for a line company, but he's been doing it for a long time, and he is the best of the best. A lot of times when I pause the videos, too, I'm just going to let you know it's because he's calling me, and it's to open the garage or to let me know he's on his way home or whatever it is. But he's such a sweetheart, and today he read my mind. I am a Dr. Pepper fiend, for those of you who do know me, but I have recently had a craving for the cookies and cream Hershey bars, and he bought me one, and I didn't even ask for it, and that's why I love him, because he knows me so well. But okay, so again, I'm going to put these on there. Like I said, I'm looking at doing every other one right now, doing 5. What I'm going to do is, since I know I'm going to mix it with this ribbon, since I, sat here and compared through, I'm going to go ahead and cut this ribbon as well too. Why? Because I want to get an idea of what it looks like. For me, like I said, a lot of crafting is I just have to do it and like take a look at it. I have a vision in mind, but I kind of improvise as I go. And I think that's important, is, so y'all can do the same thing. Don't come down on yourself if you buy certain ribbons and you plan on using them and then you don't. It's okay. At least you'll have it for another project. So I'm going to do the same thing. Wrap it around my stick here for 5. And cut there at the end. I have to cut myself. slide it in there, put that way. Come through here, do the same. This is really glittery. I don't know if the camera picks that up as well. I always feel like I don't get as good of pictures because a lot of the stuff I do is real sparkly, real glittery. But got my dovetails here. And again, like I said, I do this for time saving purposes. I also have been doing this for a long time. If you're not comfortable and you want to do them one at a time, if you don't have a painter stick, you know, ruler, can you do anything that's like obviously 12 inches if you're cutting 12 inches, you know. If we're not, we do the zigzag method. That one works. But like I said, if you're more comfortable, every now and then I'll still cut mine, you know, individually, just depending on, because I want to make sure everything comes out, you know, just right for me. But this is just kind of a way to show you guys, it's to save time, especially if you're doing this. Like there was a time, right now I'm doing pretty good. I've got a few orders in, then I'm got a sip and shop coming up in February. So I do want to get some Valentine's wreaths out. And then up on my shop, on my Etsy store, I got another Mardi Gras wreath to do. But there was a time in, kind of end of November, early December, where I was just had orders. Oh my gosh, I had 8 to 9 orders a week, and I was just going nuts. And you know, I was trying to do everything I could to save time, you know, and do it still nicely. But at the same time, like at that point, you know, I needed to do a lot. And I know 8 or 9 orders doesn't seem a lot, but keep in mind, I am a stay-at-home wife. My husband and I are very OCD, so we try to keep our house very clean. You will see because I mopped earlier, but there is Murphy, who we rescued. My husband got her and her brother at his job site, and let me tell you, those two will destroy anything if they are allowed to. And so I am a stay-at-home wife. I'm you know, dog mom. We rescue and I make them homemade food. So just let me tell you that. So I cook quite frequently. So here I am looking at it here. Do I want to put these together? Do I want to keep it like this? I don't know. I kind of like the way that looks. I think I'm going to put these two together. So I'm kind of glad I did that. And then I may go ahead and, like I said, I found this other ribbon here. And I'm going to go ahead and improvise with putting everything else together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. On the other side, I did decide to use these 2 ribbons. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. And then we'll come back. And after that, I'm pretty much going to just show you once how to put a sign on. I know I've showed you before in other videos, but just different ways that I think are easy and that can work. So let's go ahead and just to kind of show you what we're going to do here is put our ribbons together. A lot of people, what you can do is, again, I kind of eyeball it. You get used to it after so much time, but I guess I am doing a tutorial. You want to find the center of your wreath. You're going to go ahead and fold it in half and then just kind of pinch it and pleat it together. And then what you'll do is you'll come in here. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to put it in here just right on top, you know, push it down. And that's why it's good not to cut off the excess, you know, exactly right away. And then just kind of open it up into an X. And there you go. And we're going to go ahead and do that kind of alternating on the way around. And then, like I said, I will come back with some other ribbon and show you once it's finished. Okay. So one of the things I just wanted to show you real quick, since I'm in the midst of doing it here, where I'm going to put my ribbons on. I just want to show you one of the things that I do is, so when I get it, you know, pushed down nice and tight there, make sure they're flipping in the same way. I'd like to do them like in an X, where it's just kind of like opening them up. And that's just to kind of give you, the nice thing that's going to be about this color chenille stem is just because it is kind of football related, it'll be easy to hide. You're not really going to see it, but I did want to show you again. So when I do put those on, I was kind of alternating a little bit which ones I had on top. But I did just want to show you again, I am folding it in half. Gonna fold it in half, kind of crease it just a little bit, but mainly it's just for you to find that center. So then I just kind of put my finger there, I think you can see, and I just kind of pleat it together. It's not, you know, that's just, you know, not the harder part of doing it. It's just gathering it there in the center. There's different things that we can do, as well as, you know, putting, we can glue, you have those little white, you know, pom-pom balls on if you wanted to. I don't think I probably won't be doing that, but I just wanted to show you how I do put it on. And then, like I said, I do open it. I do kind of pull it into an X, and I do like to alternate that, you know, pull it down so you do see the whole ribbon on there. So I just did want to show you guys that while I was doing it. Okay, so I just want to kind of give you guys an overview of this is what it looks like. As you can see, I added in a different color ribbon. I did try to add in a little bit of the green and the football one on both sides just to try to tie it together. But this is what it's looking like here. I'm going to go ahead and get my easel out, and we're going to start putting the signs on before we make the big old grand bow. But anyway, just wanted to show you all this house divided wreath. I am very proud of it. I think it looks so good. So really quick, going back now, I have my easel out. You can kind of get the view of what's going on here. I think it is so pretty, and it's coming along so well. At this time, I'm going to show you this. So y'all may have one. I didn't. This is just an easel. I do have it on my Amazon storefront. My link to my Amazon is on my channel. I will try to make sure I link the products. I'm still learning how to do that, so bear with me. But let me tell you guys, I didn't do this for, I am 45. I did not do this for 45 years of my life. I just started doing it, and it makes the job so much easier. It's nice because it does lay down flat. You can move it around. You can put it at different angles. But when I tell you it's like a game changer, it really is, because I know looking down at stuff, it's just hard to get that overview. So the easel just really helps. I know for a long time I would put it up on the door and I would look at it, but it's not the same when you're actually trying to craft. So anyway, what we're going to go ahead and do right now is I do have some football signs. I am going to get this in the middle, and I will probably be placing a few of these around, maybe not, maybe, you know, just here and there. I've got them here. These are little stress footballs. I think they're super cute. But I am going to go ahead and work on getting the signs done. What's going to make it nice about attaching the signs is we do have this mesh background, and I specifically did that for this particular wreath. Knowing you can, I will make another tutorial on just showing you guys maybe a short on how to add a mesh background if you need. But this particular reason I ordered this was specifically for this wreath. So I'm going to get with putting these signs on. I am going to be using my cable mounts, and so I'm just going to show you how I get that prepared. So give me 1 second. I know for you guys it happens in a split second. For me, it, you know, takes me a few minutes to get everything organized, but I'll be right back and we'll be working on that. Okay guys, I know that whole millisecond for you took me like 10 minutes because I had to get my babies inside. It's starting to get windy over here. We're getting a cold front today. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach the signs. Again, I did kind of show you how I have it set up. These aren't set on there yet. I'm one of those, I have to lay everything out and look at it like 100 different times, but that's what makes them special because they're all custom. So anyway, I do have the sign that is going to go in the middle. Life is a game, football is serious. I got this from the craft outlet and it came really fast, and I was very grateful because I'd ordered something else and you know, it took forever. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on there. I've showed you before, there's different ways that you can do it. Now, if you don't have these, what I do use is these are 1 inch by 1 inch mounting pads. They're basically cable mounts. You can find them. I got these at Lowe's. I don't know if you can, just because I can't see, but if you can see right there, this is where I got them. It's 10 count. I want to say it was like $5. If even, I don't know, because I make my husband go buy me everything, and he's such a sweetheart, and he does it. So if you don't have cable mounts, let me just kind of give you a breakdown of what you would do. So you would take your hot glue, and you would take your Chanel stem and you'd put it on here, and you'd put a bunch of hot glue. I've showed you in another video. I'm not going to do it in this particular video just because I have what I need. But basically what you would do is then you would take a piece of cardboard. You can get it from the side of your ribbon. Pretty much anything. You know, you have a lot of packages that have it, but something small, flat enough. What you do is you put a lot of hot glue down here, and then you take a small piece and basically put it across here, and you'd hold it until it glues down. Why? Because it acts like a Band-Aid and it holds it on there. Do you need to have the cardboard? No, I've done it before without cardboard. I just particularly like to do it because I feel it does help. Now to put these, but those are, you know, just different ways. I really appreciate you guys if you could leave questions in the comments, something that you want me to demonstrate or show you. I can show you how, because a lot of my wreaths do get shipped, so I can show you what I do for my boxes to keep the cost down. Just different things, you know, that I've learned. I'll shout her out every time, DIY with Nadia. She is such a big help. I love her channel, like love her channel. And there's so many other channels that I love too. Southern Owls, I'll have to link some, but there are so many people out there that do wreath tutorials. Probably do it smoother than I will. Maybe in the future I'll get better, but I do, you know, just want to tell, I'm thankful for, you know, the inspiration from these people because they've showed a lot. So Alexis Spears, also on Facebook. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but on Facebook she's very big and she is amazing. She's like incredible. Always an inspiration with her too. So what I'm going to do is what I did is I took, it has a little sticky backing. I'm just going to go ahead and put the cable mount, down where I want it to go on my sign, and I'm going to press it down, just to show you here. I did cut off, I probably might save this cord. Why? Because it may be a good, you know, cord to hang the wreath with, but I did cut it off because I don't need it for my sign. So once I do is I put that cable mount down. I like to go ahead and just put some hot glue around it, just because it gives it some little bit extra support. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. In case y'all are wondering what I look like, that is me and my hubby right there, if y'all can see that. I just don't ever like to be on camera, because that means I'd have to fix my hair and put on makeup, so I don't scare y'all. And instead, y'all can look at these amazing little cute guys over here. And we've got them, and this is what they do all day long. And like I said, those were all rescues. Most of all of our babies are rescues. Again, I am wearing my mama sweater from Leanne's Inspirations. She's on Facebook as well. She does custom outfits, t-shirts, beanies, you name it, she does it. It's amazing stuff, most comfortable. Let me just tell you, I like to wear, I am a sweatshirt and legging girl, and let me just tell you, these sweatshirts are phenomenal. She makes leggings. Well, I'm gonna go broke. I wish you could see these guys right now. I don't know if you can hear them, but they are just like running around playing. And I love them. They are getting a little bit antsy because it is getting close to dinner time for them. I feed them twice a day. I make them homemade food. These are the most spoiled dogs in the world, let me just tell you. They get homemade food with turkey and bananas and strawberries. Hi, Benny. Hi, my Benny. Who's your sweet boy? Who's Mama's sweet boy? Oh, Duke is so jealous. Duke is very much a mama's boy. Let's see, there's Puddles and Chloe. And, oh, Coco. She's a big old young. Oh, Lily. Oh, Papa. What are you barking at? Oh, you jelly. Come on. Oh, look. And here is the sweetest. Benny is so sweet. See, he says, Puddles, be nice. Sorry. I love my babies. They are my furry co-workers, supervisors. They keep me going. All right, back to where y'all are really here. Not just to listen to me ramble on. But I'm going to go ahead and take these off right now. And I did go through, and I've done it before. It's probably not the best idea. But like on your ribbon, you can go through on certain ribbons where it's fraying. You can burn the edges with a, you know, lighter just to keep that fray from going. But a lot of the ribbons, can you guys please stop? Goodness sakes. I swear. Duke, don't take anything. He likes to counter surf this one. Say hi, Pookie. Call him Spooky Dookie because he said he looks scary. He's got a scary face, but him so handsome. No, that's not a toy. But what was I saying? I don't even know. Anyway, I'm sure I'll get back to it. Oh, I was doing the ribbon. So right now it looks good. I love the way it looks, but keep in mind that once I do the bow, once I put the signs on, I am going to go through and I'm going to fluff up all these ribbons. So to make it exactly, you know, perfect, because you know, that's pretty much what we're trying to do. But I don't necessarily do it all right now till I have everything placed on there. And the reason is because I feel like I'll spend so much time fluffing and then I may end up covering it. So back now to the whole point. My videos take forever because I talk. I swear if I could just video for you guys, it'd go so much smoother. I'll probably do that next time. That way you guys don't have to listen to me ramble. But you know, then again, like I said, I'd like to get to know you guys. If you guys have any questions for me, I'm 45 years old. I am married to a foreman for an electric company. So I'm very proud to be a line wife. He's an amazing husband. God made him for me. We like to rescue dogs and we like a clean home. So I stay home and I do that. We get up at about 4 a.m. I did work in the funeral industry for 17 years and did a lot of stuff there, auditing and writing processes and procedures. So I've had a very interesting life and I'm very blessed in my life to have, you know, done stuff. I'm a mom of 2 amazing children. I'm so proud of them. I have a 24-year-old daughter and a 21-year-old son, and they are just amazing humans. And for all you moms out there, I'll tell you, don't rush, you know, cherish all these moments, because I wish I could have it back when they were little. So many times I tell them all the time. I know I sound all sappy. All right, I was just trying to give you a little bit of background on me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and place my sign pretty much where I like it. Sorry, I'm going to try to move this camera over here so y'all can kind of look at it from my view. So this is pretty much where I like it. What's nice is, like I said, I did get the one with has a mesh background, so I can you know, put it through there. And I'll put it through on this side, and I'm just gonna go put it through on this side. And so I'll just get that put on there. If you hear them ringing that bell like crazy, it's because I have them bell trained so when they want to go outside. So of course I'll be back, but you'll see it when it's actually tightened. Okay, so I did get it tightened on there. Now I'll still play with it and move it back and forth. Sorry, I had to let them out. I think they like to ring the bell just to see how much they can get me to move around. I think they find it amusing because they like to wait till I do stuff. Okay, so now that we've got that on there, I'm gonna go ahead and try not to get in the shot here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and start looking at where I'm going to place everything else. This is where your hot glue is gonna come in. This is where I will be doing other cable ties for this. So these should do one. As you can see here, they each have, this has like some type of wire on there. I could probably hold, but I just like the cable ties. To me, I might be able to use it on this one since it's a little bit smaller. The reason I like the cable ties is just because I feel like it's that 1 inch by 1 inch spot, so it gives you that tight area to work with. I might be able to just attach it here using some of the chenille wire that we already have out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lot of placements. I'm going to start putting everything together. I kind of want to wrap it up for you guys because I don't think there's a whole bunch more to do. And I will show you guys the final product when it's all done, and hopefully you love it. And again, you know, questions, if you like this video, please subscribe, please share. I am trying to build my channel, and I do appreciate all of you guys who are sticking with me. Thanks for listening to me ramble.